Wouldn't it be fantastic if there was an atlas of the Groo universe, the Grooniverse? Well, hang on, there is. Hi, I'm Darren, these are my hands, and this is GrooTube, where we appreciate the art of Aragonés. Alright, there isn't an official atlas of the Groo universe, the Grooniverse, but with all the maps and location details that Sergio has given us, I think we can make one for ourselves. Though my biggest concern is that the map may only be as organized as the thoughts in Groo's head. My plan is for this to be the first part in a series looking at the various maps and clues that Sergio has left for us in the pages of Groo the Wanderer. Now, there is a map in Pacific Comics issue number 2, which is pretty fantastic. It has a lot of cool locations, but today I would like to start with the map that is in Pacific Comics issue number 5, because I think that this will help us lay the foundation for the Atlas of the Grooniverse. So the map that we're going to be examining today is entitled The Voyages of the Wanderer. The story in this issue is Shanghaied, and in it our wanderer meets Captain Ahax and spends a few days sailing across and sinking to the depths of the Cartoon Sea, or as Sergio calls it, the Mare Cartoonistum. Now, is the map The Voyages of the Wanderer just some padding for the issue? Maybe, but if it is, it's welcome padding with some great images and a few funny gags. We've got Sergio as a King Neptune character, observing the events of the story unfold from his corner at the bottom of the sea. And we've got a foreshadowing of the next day on the next ship, which Groo will sink to. And how about this? Do you think that there could be something hidden down in this emblem at the bottom of the page? Does this almost look like Groo in this part? Nava something atio? Navigatio? Is this Groo the Navigator? The Voyages of Groo the Wanderer? Perhaps this is what we're supposed to be seeing here? Well, it's something to think about. But beyond the beautiful illustration and the silly jokes, we've got some serious world building happening on these 2 pages. So let's take a look at the map and start building our atlas. What do we find on this map? Well, it's a map of the sea, and Sergio gives us the name of the particular ocean. It is the Mare Cartoonistum, the Sea of the Cartoonist. Second, we've got its location on the globe. Looking around the edges, we see numbers indicating latitude and longitude. The Mare Cartoonistum is located around 66 to 70 degrees east and about 30 to 33 degrees north. And that's pretty neat, but check this out. We have an image of the actual globe of Groo's universe, nestled among some skulls surrounding the fancy title at the top of the map. If we assume that it's centered on 00 and we roll it out, we get a rough idea of some of the land masses and oceans of Groo's world. Come on, you've got to admit that that is pretty cool. Sergio has hidden the map for the Groo Atlas in the 5th Groo comic book. So with this map's coordinates and a partial globe, we can locate the Voyages of the Wanderer map right here on the Atlas of the Groo universe. Pretty cool. In future explorations, we'll try to pinpoint the coordinates of other locations onto this map and see the Atlas of the Grooniverse come together. Or not, as the case may be. Now, the next thing we're going to do with the Voyages of the Wanderer map is to take a look at some of the regions that Sergio has presented us with on the coast of the Mare Cartoonistum. In the bottom left corner of the map, although it doesn't quite seem to be part of the landmass in the upper left corner, we do see where the beginning of this story takes place. So if we were able to locate that, perhaps we'd have some place to add to our map of the Grooniverse. But instead, let's try to crack Tribus Nelgonus. Let's assume that that name is mock Latin. Tribus could translate to English from Latin as 3, Or it could be a humorous attempt at naming the region as the area belonging to a certain clan or nation of people. And when we read Nalgonas, it's a short stretch to the Spanish Nalgonas, which translates to buttocks or big butts. Sorry, more Groo butt jokes. So, Tribus Nalgonas is the land of people with big bums? It's worth pointing out that the landscape of Tribus Nalgonas has large undulating hills. Perhaps it's not the people themselves with the big bottoms, perhaps it's the geography. See, maybe this is a highbrow comic after all. Moving north to Terra Cetacees, as we look at this region, we see a snow-covered landscape with a range of old mountains to the south. We also see some people wearing parkas and warm boots, waiting to make a meal out of a whale being hauled out of the sea. Terra translates from Latin as land or territory, and cetacees appears to me to be French or Spanish or some other romantic language, and it's related to cetaceans, which are large aquatic mammals, whales, dolphins, and such. So, Terra Cetacees is the land of the whales. Oh, and speaking of cetaceans, who do we have swimming around in the Mare Cartoonistum? Orca! And while this specimen doesn't look like any killer whale I'm familiar with, it certainly does look like a killer aquatic beast. Well, that's the Voyages of the Wanderer map. Not a bad first attempt at putting together the Atlas of the Groo universe, don't you think? I've been compiling a list of Groo maps and locations to include in this atlas, and I hope you'll help out too. Let me know of other maps or clues that we can include in the Atlas of the Grooniverse by leaving a comment below. And if you like these kind of fan theory Groo the Wanderer videos and want to see how the Atlas of the Grooniverse grows, please be sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment too. That's all for now. Take care and stay tuned because I'll be back soon with some more GrooTube.